Well, speaking of stumbling around, more bombshells involving the president's son, Hunter Biden, after hackers leaked more conversations and other graphic material online, even calling his stepmother, Jill Biden, vindictive, among a lot of other expletives. Joining us now to discuss more on the latest is former Trump campaign aide and author of Wicked Game, Rick Gates. Rick, thank you very much for joining us. So what about this in general? All of this that is now starting to come out, the headlines from the New York Times, mainstream media now beginning to question Biden allegedly coming from some White House staffers unnamed. And then you have all of this that's coming out on Hunter and all these videos and things that he's said and done. Do you think that perhaps there's a bigger picture here coming from inside the Democratic Party to push President Biden a little bit harder to not run again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of this is sending Biden a message directly saying, hey, remember, Hunter was hands off, months ago, running up into the election of 2020. Nobody wanted to touch it. The media wouldn't report it, the mainstream media, and now all of a sudden the media is starting to focus on it. They're starting to focus on Hunter's multiple infractions, calling into question a number of his business deals and a whole host of other items. And this is connected directly to the president now. And the White House continues to kind of throw out excuses like it's alleged material. It's coming from the laptop. We're not going to talk about it. Hunter is not somebody involved in U.S. government. That doesn't stick with the American people. Remember, it was President Obama who said when he passed the Freedom of Information Act, democracy requires accountability and accountability requires transparency. But that's exactly what the Biden administration hasn't shown. And I believe that the mainstream media is actually going to go after the Bidens on this because they are afraid of losing the power come November.
What about law enforcement going after him, after Hunter Biden? Because there was this new video that came out where he was recording himself weighing crack on a scale. It was, obviously him. It was obviously crack. Why isn't he being charged with any crimes? And instead, we see him sitting front and center at the White House.
Well, this is what happens when you're first the vice president's son and now the president's son, and you're absolutely getting cover. I mean, when you talk about all the instances that have been documented, video, audio, pictures, and the federal government authorities are not going after him, it begs a lot of questions of the Biden administration and the people under them, the FBI that's supposed to be non-political, non-aligned, and yet they continually, have no comment. There is an investigation obviously going on in Delaware, but when you look at the most recent incident with Hunter and a number of the what they call suspicious activity reports, all the wire transfers that Hunter was doing, including to a recent China-owned company where Biden just sold over 1 million barrels of oil, that has to be investigated. Look, if nothing comes of it, great. The investigation happened. No new facts came out. Great. Hunter can go off and living. But at this time, we have to begin investigating those types of things. And right now, the FBI and other organizations, at least publicly, maybe they're doing it behind the scenes, but if they are, they're sure not moving fast.
Yeah, energy experts are sounding the alarm, as you are, saying that that this is worthy of a congressional investigation in light of Biden selling, 1 million gallons worth of oil to China. And it involved a company that somehow Hunter Biden was connected to.
Yeah, Sinopec is the name of the Chinese company. They're one of the largest oil conglomerates. And just the mere fact that the Biden administration would allow oil to be sold to them, first China, period, but much less a company linked to Hunter Biden. And this is where I just think the Bidens are out of touch with the American people, but they're going to continually do what they've known to do best, and that's deny, deny, deny.
Yeah,
that's exactly what
And do you really need a congressional investigation to determine that just based on what we see with our own eyes alone, Hunter Biden is a security risk, a national security risk? His father is the president of the United States, and all the material. Think of the material that we have not seen that perhaps China is aware of or Russia is aware of that they could use against the president of the United States.
Exactly. When you look at all the material and look at the material that even Americans haven't seen yet, that we know the Chinese and the Russians and the Iranians probably already have. And to be able to use that against Hunter Biden is a way to get to Joe Biden. And that's exactly what they will do. Whether, Joe Biden is weak on China or not, he's always been weak on China, in my opinion, based on his policies and positions. But even more so now, where it coalesces around Hunter, we should never have a Republican or Democratic person with a family member this close to so many conflicts of interest. It just shouldn't happen in our country. That's what democracy is supposed to prevent.
Yeah. All right, Rick Gates, thank you very much for joining us.
Great to see you, Heather.
Great to see you too.